What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. Okay, so I just
The effort to
uploaded a new
dethrone my
short,
brother is
and
ongoing.
I was
Assist
on my
me and
little
secure your
mobile
place in
today.
my kingdom.
So I have my handheld. I have a Legion, um, handheld PC, and then I have my laptop that I play on. My laptop, I need to. I've had this for a few years. I'm probably due for a new one. So that's, I rotate between the two.
For pain.
But I have to defrag it constantly.
And then
It's a couple years
Atlantis.
old, but it's all good.
Ocean Master's allies incoming!
But yeah, I just got to watch. I don't subscribe to the meta. Okay, I don't subscribe to a lot of players. But they'll come up on my shit, and then I got to see Horace's um, little video about two trollers. Now, I'm going to say this for the record. I don't think the two troller idea is a bad one per se. So I'm not ragging on him because back in the day, if you're an OG, you remember what a feeder was, right? If you're OG. But, a lot of players claim to be OG, but they don't know what feeders were, right? They just don't. So, so the whole two troll system isn't like new. It's not a new concept. Back in the day, that's how we played, right? That's how we rolled. So I'm not discrediting what Horus is on that essence. With the debuff and buffing, because controllers debuffs are very powerful, more than the buffs actually. But the whole idea of him trying to build he had a health mod on his chest, and I've stated this multiple times. If you're a controller looking to replay or buff Tetrahydron, Tetrahydron is the only buff that keeps scaling, and a lot of meta players got away from it, right? Which was kind of stupid in their own way. But, you can't fix stupid. So they got away from the health, buffing. And because, I don't know why, honestly. I mean, it's still, I still am debating the rationality behind the meta players. But to try to increase your health as a controller, is less. What? You followed me all the way out of here? Fucking asshole. It's a lot less productive than a tank. So on Tetrahydron, and I have it on here. Right. There's my old one. Where's my new one? I think it's down here. Yeah, it's right here. So DPS and controllers get double. So it would be 4% versus 2 because it scales off health. Problem of it is fire tanks. Most tanks are always going to beat troll, but especially rage by 20% base modifier, and fire tanks by 50% base modifier. That means for every buff is going to multiply 50% on a fire tank and 20% on a rage tank. So you literally can't, as a controller, beat a tank, especially those two tanks, in health. So when it comes to Tetrahydron, tanks will push more than controllers. That's a fact. You can't change math. You don't have to like it, Horace. You don't. But you can't change it. You look like a dipshit. And I'll poke on you, and I'll poke on the meta, because you guys are dipshits. You guys are dipshits, Horace. You guys are challenged in every fucking way possible. I'm just doing a bunch of shit, trying to finish the, this is my ult, one of my ults. But, yeah, so I'm just like, I'm watching it. I'm like, this dude is so, because it's like, well, I did have extended supercharge, but I went, how, I'm like, well, we all know why, but you look stupid. That's the problem. Hey, listen, I use Tetrahydron on my controller because most tanks don't know any better, but it's not because I want to, not by any means.
My brother, you've arrived, and you've brought friends to witness my coronation. You will not stop me from taking my rightful place on the throne of Atlantean.
Oh shit.
This is my outpost now, and when the tides of war turn my way, I will be king.
Your claim to the throne of Atlantis holds no water, Orm. You will not have this outpost, you traitor!
To battle, mutineers!
Fuck that up.
My deal with
Fuck.
Tetrahydron has given me unstoppable power.
I fucked that up.
Will not stop
Yes, Ocean Master.
I fucked that up.
This outpost
Little pain.
will be mine.
Get out of my sight, Ocean Master. This outpost is liberated. Be
I
gone!
mean, it wasn't horrible,
No,
but
I
I could
will be
have
king.
gotten that faster. But whatever. I'm just getting some shit done.
Thank you. It's critical that we hold this outpost.
That's all. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah, so I'm just going to say for the record, there's no way you can change math. Okay? If I tell you something, it's pretty much the way it is. Not to say that I haven't been wrong, but it's very rare. And this is why I was a close tester for companies. And like, I remember telling Mythic when they were doing Warhammer, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't think the game's going to succeed. And they're like, well, that's pretty pessimistic, Mystic. Because, I'm like, listen. And I pointed out all the things that were going wrong. The concept was great. But, if I tell, like, same thing with when I tested for SOE, which this game used to be owned by SOE before, Sony Online Entertainment went belly under, and then Daybreak acquired, the assets. But yeah, so I used to test. I was a closed tester for multiple companies, and if I said something, that's why they brought me in as a closed tester, because it's just I've been doing this for a very long time, and I didn't want to be a content creator. I became one, and because I had to deal with an entire community of dipshits. This was my casual game. This was my little getaway game. I always loved to come to this game. I pretty much just ignored the dipshits for majority of the time, but when Artifacts came out, it became a problem, and I just kept coming and going. But it was just the toxicity of the ignorance that forced me to be here right now, forced me out of retirement back in onto YouTube to point out the stupidity of the meta players and their incompetence. They're incompetent. They are fucking incompetent as fuck. They're complete dipshits. Some of their, like I said, some of their shit's true. There are some truths, but when it comes to certain essence, they don't want to be wrong. So instead of adapting and taking note of, hey, this is incorrect, well, they'll have tooth and nail trying to prove me wrong. You can't. That's your problem. I'm in a league of my own, especially with economics. So the economics is going to shit, and everybody's like, how did you know? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I might have done it a time or two, and, certain knowledge might have been passed down to me. Wow, I don't know. I've always been around dipshits. And you guys are no exception. It's just how it is, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to like me. I'm not asking you to like me. I don't give a fuck if you like me. But I'm going to rag the fuck on you. I'm going to clown on your asses. I'm going to keep clowning on you. Because you pretend that you're all that, and you're not. Listen, I'm not all that. I'm just trying to play a game. I'm just trying to have a good time. But it's going to take a prick like me to put you in your fucking place. And I'm going to. And I'm fucking going to. Because you don't know shit. You don't even know anything about indifferent values. If you don't know about diminishing marginal returns, what the fuck makes you think that you know about indifferent values? You don't. So yeah, I get to rag on you. Okay. So yeah, Horus. Keep coming up with dumb shit. Keep trying. And I'm going to keep ragging on you. I'm going to keep ragging on Zazo. I'm going to keep ragging on Mel. You guys are my targets. Because you're meta. And until you drop the rhetoric, I'm going to keep coming. Have a nice day.